You know, when I had it, I had really low self-esteem. Hey guys, welcome back to PawesomeTV. Today we have another SPaw video. So the reason I'm doing this is because I was scrolling through my comments and I saw this SPaw video and I could totally relate. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do this. And so some of you guys might also be suffering from this, so it may or may not help you, but I hope it does help. So a Pawesome fan commented and said, #AskPaw. Paw, how do you deal with acne and pimples? What if you're being bullied for having pimples or acne? Please help me, Paw. So when I first read this comment, I froze for a quick second because I was like, oh my dog, I can totally relate. So growing up, I think it was in like maybe my middle school years is when I start getting acne or pimples, but I mean I had a lot. Like I went from having really clear skin to like having a bunch of pimples on my cheeks. Not just one cheek, both of my cheeks. And so it's normal that when people have pimples or acne that it does lower your self-esteem. Like for me, I was pretty shy to begin with in school, and so when I had pimples, it made me even more shy. And sometimes I didn't even want to look at people because I didn't want them to see my face. And I kid you not, but I tried a whole bunch of products. I mean, I tried a lot of different face washes like Neutrogena, Clinique, Clean and Clear, like basically everything that I saw. And so I went to Target and Walgreens and I kind of picked up different facial washes that is supposed to help acne or reduce pimples. I even used like little stickers that they have, like the acne patches. So I basically did a lot of stuff. And so did the face washes help? Not really. I mean, I still had a lot of acne on my cheeks, and I even went to the doctor to get help. And so the doctor prescribed me some face wash and also some benzoyl peroxide, which is basically like a cream that you apply on your face. But again, nothing worked. No matter what I did, I still had a lot of pimples. It wouldn't go away. And I'm not talking about like a month or two. I mean, this was ongoing for at least a couple years. So with time, I started getting really sad. I had really low self-esteem because I was like, why me? Why am I so unlucky to have acne? So for this Paw fan right here, I completely understand. Not only could acne be really painful, but it's just not pleasant to look at. You know, it's like super red on your face and it stands out so everyone sees it. I used to grow out my bangs to be longer so I can kind of cover it, but then that kind of made it even worse because of all the oils and stuff. So it was just a really bad situation. So I completely agree. Although I was never actually bullied, like no one ever came up to me and said, ew, your acne is so gross, or ew, pizza face or whatnot. But I feel like when I was at school, people were staring at me, and so even though they didn't say anything to me directly, I could feel them judging me. And you know, it's a horrible feeling. Like, it's not something that I enjoyed. It made me very uncomfortable because I didn't want people looking at me at all. I just wanted everyone to look away and just leave me alone. So as you can see, it was a pretty dark and depressing time during my life. And so what advice would I have for you? Honestly, I think it's a very tough situation, but you know what? Bullying is never allowed. So no matter what, nobody should be bullying you. And if they bully you because of that, you should tell them that they need to stop and that you don't appreciate it. And I know sometimes it's hard, but you have to stand up to bullies. You can't let them continue because if they do, it will only make you feel worse. And sometimes this might help, but if you kind of ignore them, I find that sometimes people make comments and stuff, like really mean comments, and they always try to make you like reply or make you frustrated and irritated. Sometimes I just ignore them and eventually they get bored and they move on. So sometimes that might help, but I mean, if they continue and don't leave you alone, you need to talk to them. Or if not, you also need to talk to an adult and have either the teacher or counselor or principal deal with it, because bullying is not allowed. And for the Paw fans out there, if you have pimples or acne, comment down below and let me know if you can relate. And to be honest, I just want you guys to know that there is nothing wrong with having pimples and acne. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel like you did something wrong, because it's honestly out of our control. You know, it has to do with our skin. Everyone's skin type is different. It's not like we want it or we do anything to like create it or anything. It's just, sometimes it's just part of our skin and our health. And if you haven't seen the doctor already, it might help to go visit the doctor to see what they say because they're the medical experts. But there are a lot of different products that you can try, although I would be careful because there's a lot of products out there that say they will help treat acne or pimples, but they have a lot of like different chemicals which might make it worse. So definitely be cautious of that. But yeah, for me, it was just something I grew out of. I think facial masks might also help. I don't know what facial masks there are out there now, but I used to use something called the Queen Helene Mint Julep or something, and that one was supposed to help shrink pores and reduce acne and whatnot. But you know, definitely talk to your parents, see what they say. Maybe going to a doctor would be the best answer for you, because I would hate for you guys to try different products only to make it worse if you have that issue. And for all the other paw fans out there, if you have acne or pimples and you have like products that work for you, comment down below and give us some suggestions on what helped you. But honestly, I completely understand how the paw fan feels. You know, when I had it, I had really low self-esteem. And I was already shy to begin with, so it didn't help. And you know, I was kind of like sad and depressed because, you know, it's just not a good feeling. I didn't like the fact that people always looked at me and judged me for it. It wasn't like I could do anything to make it go away. It's just kind of part of growing up. But just know that bullying is never allowed. So no matter what, nobody should ever bully you. And when they do, you either ignore them and hopefully it stops, or you stand up for yourself and tell them it's not appropriate and talk to an adult and get some help. Don't try to solve it on your own. If you can't, definitely ask for an adult to get help, because sometimes adults need to step in. And you know what? That's why they're there for. They're there to help us. So don't ever feel ashamed to ask for help. I ask for help all the time. All the time. You know, we all live in this world together. Paw fans are always here to support each other. And I think that, you know, likewise, adults are here to help us too. And although some adults might kind of brush it off and say, oh, it's no big deal. You know what? If that's the adult, you need to go find a different adult. Find one that actually cares. Alright guys, well I hope that was helpful. I completely understand and know how you feel. Don't feel sad, don't feel depressed, and don't give up hope, because I'm sure that things will be okay. And with time, I'm hoping that your acne will get better, or that you will find some sort of product or solution that will help you. But comment down below if you have any suggestions for this. And as always, stay pawesome. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications to join the Paw Squad. Stay pawesome. Love ya.